some technical difficulties here. Hopefully it'll clear up. Here we go. Sorry about that. We should be 7 seconds in, and I should be live now. Welcome back. I'm back already. You have to forgive me. I'm getting caught up with sports, if you want to call it that. But I wanted to take time out. To deal with therapy dogs. Y'all know nothing gets under my skin more than therapy dogs. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's because they pour on the propaganda as thick as possible when it comes to therapy dogs. When you deal with therapy dogs, they really pile on the lies and propaganda. And that's why it infuriates me so much. But I have fun talking about therapy dogs because it's such an easy target. The things they say are so ridiculous that it's fun mocking it. And some of you have been able to see that. You figured that out. And it's true. Yes, sometimes when I talk about therapy dogs, I enjoy mocking this industry because it's just that ridiculous. And hopefully more people will stop insulting themselves by being a part of this very cringe, weird, dumb culture. And most importantly, fraudulent culture. Therapy dogs used for therapy, it's a fraudulent profession. It's fraudulent. It's a great big con game. Dogs make people nervous. Especially when you're talking about big dogs. Big dogs don't calm nobody down. Not even dog lovers. Don't listen to them. They're liars. Dogs do not calm people down. The only people that might feel relaxed with a dog is a dog owner with his or her own dog. And even then, it's only in certain situations. Some moments, the dog is increasing their owner's stress and anxiety. What are you talking about? Most times, dogs increase stress and anxiety for dog owners more often than they reduce it. And they don't reduce stress or anxiety for nobody else, not even dog lovers. I'm not listening to anything that these lunatics are talking about. These are liars. When you discover that you're dealing with a liar, you may as well throw everything that they've said out the window. Now, let me share with you all what has upset me. One was this article. I think this surfaced a few hours ago. Service dogs, a valuable access during times of tragedy. A valuable access during times of tragedy. Dogs bring tragedy. I mean, before we even get started, I can tell you why that's nonsense, why that's a lie, why that's disrespectful, offensive, and a whole lot of other things. Dogs consistently bring tragedy far more consistently then they ease anxiety or stress. You don't want to compare those two. You're talking about tragedy of all things. Because you know they bring these service dogs around whenever there's a real life tragedy, where there's been a loss of human life. These dog organizations will bring dogs to the scene. It's just like they cannot be around other people without being disrespectful to other people. Forcing dogs blindly on masses of people is disrespectful and inconsiderate. Why is that so hard for you to understand and act on so that you won't do this? That is so annoying. That is so, you don't even have that much common courtesy to assume that there may be people in a large crowd who are not dog lovers. Like, what is wrong with you? And this baffling, inconsiderate behavior is never ending with dog lovers. And you all should be ashamed of it. You should be aware of it, and you should consciously fight against it, because it's antisocial behavior. It's part of the reason why you have a dog. It's part of the reason why some people don't want to be around you, because you never think about others. Now, this is the first video.
We are joined right now by Andy Garmacy and Cooper, and a certified therapy dog.
So these animals help heal with others who have experienced trauma, like what we saw yesterday.
They help heal? No, they don't. You lying already. We're not even 10 seconds in. She lying already. See, that speaks to how worthless these things are. If you have to lie and you haven't even gotten out 10 words out your mouth, that lets me know this thing is truly worthless. Yeah, that's bad.
Animals help heal with others who have experienced trauma, like what we saw yesterday. And you actually just got back from visiting.
No, they don't. That's a lie. They don't help heal. They don't help nobody heal. What you talking about? People, that is a bold-faced lie.
Trauma, like what we saw yesterday. And you actually just got back from visiting some of the first responders who were at the scene, right?
This dumb. Can't you clearly see this thing is dumb? Like immensely dumb? Can't you tell that just by looking at it?
Like what we saw yesterday.
Or why are you ignoring what your brain is telling you right now as you look at this clearly brainless, dumb, useless, worthless, dumb? These things are unnecessarily dumb because they're mutants. Their dumbness is exaggerated. It's amplified by the mutation. That's why they are so annoying and problematic in society. Now back to this, obviously, and this thing is visually dumb. Without even knowing what it is, I would assume that it was a very dumb creature that I would not want to be around just by looking at it.
Experienced trauma, like what we saw yesterday. And you actually just got back from visiting some of the first responders who were at the scene, right?
We were.
People, that's overtly visually dumb. Could it look any dumber? Could it? Could it look any more brainless? I don't think that's possible.
Like what we saw yesterday. And you actually just got back from visiting some of the first responders who were at the scene, right?
We were with the fire department, Nashville Fire Department.
Oh my goodness. Yes, please. Why do y'all enjoy looking at these things? What is wrong with you all?
And
Cooper, sit. And they were very grateful. Sit. Cooper, come on, behave.
It is probably.
And on camera, live, it refuses to obey his command. And you see he gives the camera this dumb look, as if, yeah, I just failed. On camera, yes, you did, buddy. Yeah, we all saw it. Dumb mutt. And this is shortly after I've tried to explain to you how dumb this thing is. It does that. How ironic. He thought he had the dog in the palm of his hands. He thought he had so much mastery over the dog's mind. You know how these dog lovers think. They think they have so much control and they totally understand a dog's brain. Not this time, buddy. Told that mutt to sit down twice and it ignored him.
Fire department, Nashville Fire Department, and Cooper, sit. And they were very grateful. Sit. Cooper, come on, behave.
It is probably a welcomed sight.
Yeah, they're very appreciative. You know, the human canine bond is a great tool for...
Shut up. Listen to this confused, dizzy nutter trying to think of a lie, trying to compile the lie. He's already let out a few lies already. He's struggling to lie. You know it's bad when people are bending over backwards to lie. That's literally what he's doing. So she started lying less than 10 minutes into the video. Now he's stumbling and confused, trying to think of more lies. This is pathetic. Pathetic. And this thing is so dumb. I would not want to touch anything this dumb looking. Do you understand? And I can say this because this is not a God-created animal. This nature had nothing to do with this. You can't guilt or shame me. I would not want to touch anything or to be in the same room with something this unnatural and dumb looking, stinking. No, thank you.
Very appreciative. You know, the human canine bond is a great...
Is the most problematic. No other animal attacks us as often as dogs. What bond are you talking about? What bond you talking about? That ain't no bond. That's a war. Right? What are you talking about? Cats are the second closest. When you talk in terms of attacks, most of those are very minor, but almost all of them is in response to you manipulating the cat somehow. Dog attacks are totally different from cat attacks. Dog attacks, you're minding your own business. Quite often, people not paying dog no attention. Okay? Cats don't attack like that. People go to hospital with a scratch or whatever. I can almost guarantee you they were manipulating that cat, holding it, trying to maneuver it, violating it physically. Whereas if they were minding their own business, the cat wouldn't have bothered them at all. Dogs will bother you. In the moments where cats will leave you alone and mind their own business, which is when you're minding your own business, dogs will attack in those moments. So what human canine bond are you talking about? There ain't no bond. These are man's worst enemy. And that's by the numbers. The numbers say that. The statistics say that. That's interesting. Okay? That's interesting. That's why the young people gravitate towards our message. because it makes sense. We not lying to nobody. I think young people in general, they're tired of being lied to and manipulated. And that's the thing. Our message is really all about being honest.
And is a great tool for psychiatrists, psychologists, just to help in the recovery process and to start the resiliency that people need to.
What is this guy talking about? And he's lying. He hasn't read that anywhere. Talking about these things help in the recovery process after tragedy. He read that nowhere. They help just as much as a stuffed teddy bear would help, and less so than that. And I guarantee you less so. I guarantee you a stuffed animal is more effective at whatever this dog is said to do. Because with a stuffed animal, there's no fear factor. There's not even a hint of anxiety, because you know the thing's not going to attack you. With a dog, especially a large dog, that is always in the back of your mind. That's not going to help to relax you. Being aware that this thing could chomp your hand off, mutilate you at any moment. You want me to believe that that relaxes people? Get out of here. Get out of here, goofy, just unnecessary nutters. These are unnecessary lies. Infuriate. It's like, shut up. Why don't you just don't say nothing? Rather than tell me a whole bunch of lies, just shut up and don't say nothing. I would prefer that than to be conned. Oh, man. Okay.
People need to start to heal.
It's so many people affected by this. The parents, the kids, the first responders. You even went down to the news department.
This is very manipulative because a dog is not any more effective than any other non-living, stress-relieving, whatever. It can be an herbal drink. In fact, like I said, I don't believe dogs are as effective. And they're not effective at all with strangers. It's not even your dog. This woman's stress and anxiety had not been reduced. Her stress and anxiety levels, I can guarantee you, are up. And they have risen. All while she's been in the presence of these things, of this thing. I'm telling you, they get up here and they lie. Just for the sport of lying and being a dog nutter. Just unnecessary. It's like, are you that desperate? Just, what are is this for attention? It's all unnecessary, man.
Yes, we did. Your station manager, you want to give a little love? Okay. Asked if we'd come down because
that thing is so dumb. It has no idea really of what it's doing or what it's for. It's just expressing its brainlessness. That's all it's doing. There ain't nothing cute, warm, or fuzzy about this. This is an unsightly, extremely dumb. And I look down on something this dumb you're trying to push in our face off as some type of human-like entity. No, it's going to be held up to human standards. Yeah, I don't want no human behaving this brainless around me. And I don't think it's amusing for any living creature too. No, thank you. Nothing therapeutic about this. She's getting nervous. This dumb mutt is glued to her the way that it is. Nothing relaxing about this.
You know what you were going through. We could see it in the coverage, and Cooper spent a week in Uvalde, so.
This dog is drugged up. Just like all therapy dogs. especially when they bring these things, haul them around to different shows, around new places and new people. That's the one thing they make sure to do. Drug the thing up. Huh? Dog people know that this thing is drugged up.
We know firsthand how you were feeling and what you were seeing.
And the thing is, a dog can go from behaving like this to a full-out attack and not think anything of it. That's why I look down on these worthless vermin. These are not human. You steadily want to push them off as humans. Okay. Well, I'm going to hold them up. I'm going to criticize them. Right? Using human standards. Yeah. That's the primitiveness that I'm talking about that does not deserve respect. Don't tell me I need to respect something that can go from being nonviolent to being totally violent. And then it does not think anything of it and will attack like that for absolutely no reason. No, I don't need to honor the existence or the presence of something like that.
You've brought Cooper by before, and it's really a healing process with Uvalde, and Cooper's even been nationally recognized as well.
He is. He was the Tennessee Veterinarian Association's Hall of Fame inductee this past February, last month. So he's in the Animal Hall of Fame.
For being drugged up. For being drugged up all the time. What a pathetic profession. You become famous for walking around with a drugged up dog. That is pathetic. I don't respect the profession of these people. Right? If you haven't noticed that. This was another video that upset me. This surfaced March 24th, 4 days ago.
Redmond Airport is taking some of the stress out of travel.
Oh boy, let's go to YouTube. Let's go.
Out of travel with the use of therapy dogs. Lately, the airport has been getting a visit from these therapy dogs, friendly fellas.
Okay, now, soon as this thing starts, you see a dog with a very small looking person that looks like a child. You see a dog facing a child. You see a child so close that a leash can't protect the child from an attack. And you have adults teaching kids to physically interact with large dogs. That's what you have here.
Therapy dogs, friendly fellas. These are different from service dogs. You should know that. You should never pet service dogs. But these therapy dogs, well, they're just for that, petting. A rotating...
Because they're drugged up. And even while they're drugged up, they're not affectionate. This is not affection. Trust me, dog lovers, y'all don't want to have this discussion. This ain't affection. This thing is literally ignoring her. And they ignore everybody. That does not please the human mind, no matter how much you try to pretend that it does. Humans, we're not designed to be pleased at something that's ignoring us when we're showing affection to it. That's what makes us human. That's what separates us from dogs. Let's say dogs, because other animals are receptive to physical affection. It's only dogs that are not. They don't do nothing. They just stand there, no matter how much you rub on them. You got to drug them up just for them to sit there and ignore you. That's pathetic. That lets you know that they are just unhinged. Right? Off the hook. Totally unstable when they're not drugged.
For that, petting. A rotating staff of 13 dogs will visit the airport for about an hour on Tuesday.
And why do they have to keep showing these large dogs with small kids? You see what I mean? This is not even necessary. They could easily substitute these kids with adults. They actively promote dogs to kids. It's overt. And dogs, they promote dogs to kids the same way they would a toy. There's no difference. Come play with the toy, come play with the new dog. But look at how dangerous this toy is. And they consider dogs property, like you would a toy. But as a toy, there's never been a toy as dangerous as dogs. Not even close. It's not even close. But what are laws? What good are laws? Laws mean nothing, right? And morals mean nothing. You want to encourage this. You want to encourage people to leave their toddlers surrounded with large dogs. Yes, exactly. Right? That's why blood is on your hands. All these crazy attacks that we've been hearing about. Blood is on your hands. People, you support this. This is crazy. What is wrong with you?
For about an hour on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think that people enjoy it. I think it calms them.
No. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy people bringing dogs into public places. This is an airport. See how inconsiderate that is? This is what I'm talking about. And they don't think nothing of it. At no moment do they think, hey, maybe this is inconsiderate. Maybe some people are what? Allergic. Maybe some people have xenophobia. Maybe some people traumatized. Why do these people act like non-humans? They act like non-humans themselves. Right? The idea of parasites controlling their minds with time is becoming more believable. This is crazy.
I think it calms them down.
No, it don't calm nobody down. Calm nobody down. You get them excited. What are you talking about? This is a dog. This is a killer. You know how often these things are in the news? No, yeah, you wouldn't keep up with that. These things are killers, man. Stop with this mislabeling. You don't mislabel killers. You don't play around with killers. Things that are actually deadly kill on a regular basis. You don't even slightly cover that up. You don't try to soften it up or nothing. They try to sugarcoat killers. That's a dangerous, demonic type of behavior. Yeah, it needs to be taken seriously, man. This is crazy.
We see it every time wherever we go. And then if we go to a nursing home, let's say, they tell us all about the dog.
Nursing home. She's sitting up here bragging about bringing dogs to nursing homes. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, why?
They used to have and how much they love their dog, and it opens a lot of communication and gives them a lot
what's wrong with being intelligent? What's wrong with being intelligent? I thought that was attractive. To be smart and clean. Man, to be safe. What is this? And you only speaking for dog lovers. You're not speaking for us. Don't speak for me. I'm not happy when I see dogs. But yeah, you're not that considerate. You just want to pretend like everybody loves dogs. No, we don't.
It opens a lot of communication and gives them a lot of joy.
Opens a lot of communication. I don't need no dog to spark no conversation. No dog gonna make me want to say nothing. And if you need a dog to interact with people, you got a problem interacting with people. Don't no other animal need some other animal to communicate with its own kind? What's wrong with you? You need the presence of some other species to communicate with your own kind, but you claim to be a superior species? You're backwards. You're beneath the wild animals. They don't need that. Just like they're not bringing predators around their kids like you are. Goofball. Why aren't you embarrassed to be behaving like a complete imbecile? Why aren't you? That is mind-boggling.
And walking into this airport and seeing 3 gorgeous dogs and their beautiful trainers.
3 gorgeous dogs, huh? That's one word that should never be used in the same sentence with dog. It's gorgeous. If you consider dogs gorgeous, you have to forgive me if I'm going to suspect you of certain things. There's certain things I'm going to suspect about you if you refer to dogs as gorgeous. And that's fair. I'm not being unreasonable here. Okay?
To greet us, like right away, the stress just went, ah.
No, that's a lie. Even for dog lovers, that's a lie. And you're making it obvious that you're lying. These people know full well dogs don't reduce stress or anxiety. They increase it immediately on sight because people don't expect to see a dog inside of these places. So immediately they get excited on sight. And these people just up here lying to everybody. Lying to everybody. That's infuriating.
All the dogs in the program are certified through a group called
Are drugged up, and you're up here trying to pretend like these things are not killers. That's all I see. People who treating killers as if they're not killers, trying to pretend. This is like make-believe. Let's pretend that these things are not deadly. Like they don't attack some 14,000 people a day. Huh? I don't have any reason to look at it any other way.
Passionate Canines of Central Oregon. If you think your dog might be a good fit to become a therapist.
You know what I mean? I'm not obligated to look at it in any other way. Other than you pretending that a killer is harmless. And nothing is as consistent at proving that it is deadly. Dogs are more efficient than anything else. 14,000 dog bites a day. Some 2,000 ER visits a day here in the United States. And over half all victims are kids. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? This is a sick, demented culture. Very sick, demented culture. It's from the pits of hell, and that's where we need to send it. What an abomination. Abomination on this earth. Dog left in the streets to die after getting shot in Philadelphia neighborhood. PSPCA says, listen, dog lovers, pit nutters, all you nutters, when you find a pit bull that has been shot or beaten, I can almost guarantee you it attacked someone. There's a very good chance that it attacked someone. People just don't beat or shoot their own pit bull for nothing. Their own dog for nothing. Okay, I'm just being honest. We all know this. You are not allowed to assume that whoever did this did it for kicks, for no reason. You're not allowed to start articles like this. An innocent animal was found injured and terrified. You're not allowed to do that. No. You don't know how innocent this thing is. Could have attacked someone's child. Unprovoked, like they always do. You're trying to defend the wrong creature here. This is not a creature that has earned the right to be innocent until proven guilty. They've earned the right to be guilty until proven innocent. This sounds like a case, one of those cases, where people tried to deal with the dog themselves, like that guy was said to have wanted to do. He wanted to kill the dog himself. Many of them, they will get to that point. Sometimes they'll fail to kill it. That does not make the dog innocent. And in many of these cases, I suspect, it's pretty much guaranteed in many of these cases, the dog attacked someone or attacked someone's child. But they think it's fair to assume that it hasn't attacked anyone, so they could put it in someone else's home. Isn't it crazy how they admit that a dog having a sketchy past is more likely to attack in the future, yet they specialize in adopting out those exact types of dogs? Oh, as long as it passes a temperament test, a one-time unreliable test. Pathetic. She was left in the street to die, but was able to drag herself up the steps next to the door of a good Samaritan and in her own way ask for help. Okay. Yeah. After trying to bite somebody's child's face off. Yeah, asking for help after they tried to rip somebody's throat out. Now look, we don't know the full story. I'm just pointing that out. So pump the brakes on the innocent talk. That's fair journalism right there. Yeah? How many of y'all heard about this goofy story that surfaced? UCSD scientists, raccoon dog is prime suspect and COVID pandemic. What? A raccoon dog, huh? They want to be honest about how filthy dogs are, but they have to blame a raccoon dog, not a typical mutant dog. Okay. Y'all heard about this? They're trying to say this is the true source of COVID. No. How many people have contact with raccoon dogs? I know for a fact a lot of people never even heard of them. But we're supposed to believe that this thing infected millions of us rather than the creature that millions of people exchange body fluids with on a daily basis. Okay. This is so sad that we have to navigate through this nuttery like this. You know, we got to get our hands dirty and do all the work ourselves. Horrible stuff.
Meet four-legged furry friend Fenway. She's a 4-year-old golden retriever yellow lab mix.
Oh man, this is terrible. This is terrible. Why? This is what I'm talking about. This is unnecessary. If you want to use them as therapy dogs, why don't you just keep that to the adults? Why are you promoting these to kids? What's the point in doing that? The kids are already being attacked by these things. Dogs are already the only creatures that mutilate them on a regular basis. So why are you... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Say it ain't so.
She's also
and they're teaching the kids to put their face in a dog's face. A large dog. That's all they're doing. Hey kids, you see this dog? Well, when you see one of these, pretend that it's harmless. That's all I see here. Pretend that it's harmless. Go up to it and try to rub on it. Yeah, put your face in its face. That's all I see here. I'm not obligated to look at this any other way. You should look at things in terms of how it could be a threat. That's how a protector looks at things. A real protector. And a true protector would not endanger his family. No, nothing that he does would lead to his family members being mutilated. That's a coward. You're afraid to stand up to social norms. That's cowardice. And that behavior could get your wife, girlfriend, or kids hurt. Can't respect that. Ain't nothing about that to respect.
Certified therapy dog who comes to work here at Old.
That is disgusting. Have toddlers. They got toddlers up in here with their face in a large dog's face. Rubbing all. Oh my goodness. Got this drugged up dog. Drugged up to the hilt. This is the worst part of Dog Nuttery. And this is more rampant than anything else. The number of schools, and it's ridiculous. If you do a search, the number of schools that bring these therapy dogs in is crazy. It's truly crazy. The consistency is crazy. 1 hour ago, 2 hours ago, 3 days ago, 23 hours ago, 1 day ago, 1 week ago. Literally every single day. There are multiple articles that surface telling you about some new school somewhere that has brought in a therapy dog. 9 times out of 10, the students are kids trying to desensitize whole classroom full of kids at a time, encouraging them to get mutilated. They bring these things into society, then teach kids to go up to them and rub on them and put their face in the dog's face. Tell me this is not real. This is not happening. Is that, yeah, that's it. That's the world we live in. Okay. Yeah, you have to make sense out of that. I can't make sense out of that. Crazy. The number of schools is crazy. And they're all middle school, elementary, middle school, elementary, middle school. They target the young, elementary, right here. Target the young. Why? That should be criminal. It's like, what is going on? That should be criminal. There are too many dog attacks. Simple as that. There are too many dog attacks. Too many stories. And see, this type of stuff right here. This is that story I reported on of the 2-year-old who was attacked. This is all phony. You know, where people are, they pretend like they care. They pretend like they care. They're not serious. They'll use a child's face for clicks. Yeah, it's a good story, but they don't care. These are dog lovers. Dog lovers wrote the article, right? Probably the arresting officers, prosecuting attorney, judge and jury, the works. There are just too many nutters in the world. 17 dogs seized in the UK after 6-year-old injured in dog attack. Yeah. I could have told you that. Notice how they just keep sharing the stories. Like, they never get to a point where they're tying them together. You know, like, well, look at the, you know, they never reflect on the volume of attack reports. It's like, whoa, is this a real problem? They never try to take it a step further. It's always about report the attack. Oh, had an attack here. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, attack here. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible. So it's important to always talk about it like you would a heart attack. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, you know, that's always sad to hear. Oh, my condolences, best wishes, that type of talk. But it's not looked at as a real problem that can be solved. It's like you're not allowed to look at it as something that you can stop or put an end to. And nobody even tries. The most they'll do is bring on some nutter dog trainer, some veterinarian who will give you a few tips. Don't stare at the dog. Tell your kid to stop pestering it. And that's the end of it. Now, 17 dogs. What in the world? Was she attacked by 17 dogs? What in the world? That is crazy. No, it doesn't. Yeah, they've seized 17 dogs, but it doesn't say that they all attacked her. Once again, in the UK. Yeah, the UK is crazy, man. They are just as bad as the United States, maybe worse. I mean, they're both very bad stories. And Australia. A lot of crazy stuff come out of Australia. Few stories, recent stories, came out of Australia. But yeah, 6 qualities every great family dog should have, including advice. Child friendly. If you have children, this one is quite obvious. You know what's funny? I searched for traits of a pet, and the first result was 6 qualities every great family dog should have. First one, child friendly. So, yeah, that's a problem already. Shouldn't have to list that. That should be a given. If it's a pet, it should be child friendly. It's like, and if it's not a pet. Pets are not deadly. Oh my goodness, man. Am I in the Twilight Zone? Pets are not deadly. That would defeat the whole purpose and definition of a pet. If pets are deadly, then there's no such thing as a pet. You're just a person who lives with animals. No, dogs are not pets. Nothing that kills is a pet. Things that kill and mutilate, disfigure, they're a threat and nothing other than a threat. Not a pet, a threat. You see how that works? Now, I'm not being manipulative right now. That's simple logic. See how that works? Dogs are threats. And that's all they are, because they kill and mutilate on a very regular basis. I think 14,000 dog bites per day is crazy. That just sounds crazy on a daily basis. But that's the statistics here in the States. You know, that means something. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to train. If you tell me that you have to train a pet to not attack you, well, you have to train it so that it doesn't attack you. These things are not pets. And the funny thing is, everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Everybody has simply been pretending, going with the flow all this time. Really? That is so weird. Oh my goodness. People, what happened? How did this happen? How did it get this far? I'm disappointed. And people in general, we should have showed up a long time ago. a long time ago. Child friendly. You know what? Even if a pet was not child friendly, if it were harmless, it wouldn't matter. You know, like say other animals. Even if they attack you, they can't do much to you. That's a pet. That's the whole point in it being a pet, is that it's harmless. It's kid friendly. Anything that's not kid friendly is not a pet. And you should definitely not look at it as a pet, especially if it attacks 14,000 people every day in the U.S. And over half all victims are kids. What are you talking about? That's nothing other than a threat. It's not a pet. So maybe one day these people will get it. Maybe they never will. But it's funny. It's funny to watch them play dumb and act as if what we're saying is not the truth. That is funny. Yeah, they'll tune in. The Nutters. See, it's fascinating to them. You know, seeing us here, going over this stuff, talking in the chat room, me talking. It fascinates them because they don't hear people talking like this. They never hear people talking about it. They've thought that they've had the whole world punked into not saying anything against dogs. That's the funny part. That's what I like more than anything about this channel. People come here and they see exactly what they thought they'd never see. And that's people with no shame. No shame whatsoever. We're not even trying to soften the blow. You know, a lot of people will be like, yeah, I don't like dogs, but, you know, they try not to offend the dog lovers, and they definitely try not to say anything derogatory about dogs. Now, they still treat dogs like deities. We definitely don't do that here. And that's why they think we're kind of funny. But they understand that we got a strong argument that they need to stay away from. Don't even try to answer any of our questions. You know? So, like I said, when we have like different events and whatnot, they should be peaceful. They should be peaceful. But you might have those dog lovers who show up with their dogs trying to start trouble. Right? And give even more reason as to why they should be banned. Help us. Shout out to everybody able to join me for this live stream number 2, Tuesday, March 28th. And I hope you all are able to join me on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.